Alright, so I saw Backrooms, and I really enjoyed this film. Even with its issues, I'm still really excited for this film and that it's breaking the box office. I actually have a lot to ramble about, so let's just get into it. This film is directed by Kane Parsons, who also did composition for the film, and is produced by countless people, including James Wan, Osgood Perkins, and Sean Levy. There seems to be lots of discourse about this film online for one reason or another, whether that be about how the film is too slow and nothing happens, or talking about Kane Parsons' age, and personally I find both of those aspects of the discourse just very misguided and out of touch with what's actually going on here. There are obviously people that just didn't connect with it and have reasons for saying why. I mainly have a problem when it comes to the things I mentioned that really just don't make a lot of sense to me in the grand scheme of things. For one, people that say things like this about slow burn films really confuse me. Isn't the whole point of the Backrooms and analog horror supposed to be slow, like building tension? Isn't that what you're here for? Guess not in a feature length. I don't understand, but for the people saying that, I don't know, the babies can wait for the Minecraft movie sequel to come out or something, save some seats for audience members that like to use their brain. And to talk about the director's age, it seems that some people are questioning if it was ghost directed, quote unquote, since there were so many producers, and for one, sure, he might have had some meetings or helping hands from producers. That's like what making a movie is. Two, even if there were people helping him direct, it was still a concept that was clear as day, was taking straight from his YouTube projects, and the style shines through there. And three, with all that said, a 20-year-old not only directing a film with this much talent being displayed on screen, but having a result in A24's highest opening weekend for one of their films is what we should be focusing on, as it is super inspiring to me and genuinely gives me hope that younger filmmakers will be taken more seriously, which is great. Now, when talking actually about the film, like I mentioned, there are some issues with it, mainly towards the end, but with my sort of low expectations, mainly because I didn't really know what to expect, I was very pleasantly surprised with how much I enjoyed the film. To counteract what I said earlier, I disagree with the "it's too slow" complaint. While it is a slow burn, I felt that the pacing was done very well. None of it to me really felt like it was overstaying its welcome, pretty much. There was a couple scenes near the end, but we'll get into that. All of the scenes that held on things visually felt necessary, and it honestly just kind of flew by for me. It's clear Parsons has lots of inspirations, whether that be from different corners of the internet, video games, movies. There's lots in here that reminded me of certain directors' styles, but it ultimately still felt like I was watching something new, you know? This film was expertly shot. Everywhere in the Backrooms was awesome. There's some found footage stuff that was super cool, and I thought it was a great addition to the film. And I also enjoyed a cool wide-angle effect that they gave to certain sequences. It took a bit of getting used to, honestly, but once I understood the dreamlike tone better, I was able to enjoy that choice. There are some really beautiful establishing shots in the film too, and in general, this film was really able to use digital cameras to its fullest. Like, even the analog scenes where it's like found footage, I thought that that was like some sort of high 8 camera or something. Like, I guess IMDb originally got that information wrong. This movie was shot on a red, I believe, like red cameras, and I think they just kind of like edited the stuff in post, which is interesting. The production design in the film was absolutely fantastic. I'll make the assumption that it's a blend of sets and VFX, but it all looks great, and it was able to lead to some really suspenseful concepts, such as one with like an angled hallway I thought was really cool. There's a nice score to the film, and I will say, as someone who's endlessly bothered by cheap jump scares in horror films, I applaud a film like this for having genuine suspense to it. And when there are jump scares, they're there within the film's rules. Some are diegetic and some seem more non-diegetic but fit into the score of the film, and there is one like within a dream sequence, so I'll give it a bit of leeway there. To talk a little bit about some issues I have with the film, one thing is I feel that the female lead in the film was a little bit hit or miss in some sequences. She was really amazing in Sentimental Value last year, so maybe that's just like a director issue, like an issue with directing, I'm not really sure. But either way, I feel like there were some sequences where her performance didn't like 100% land, in my opinion. But my main issue, however, is I feel that this film indulges a bit too much on the aspects of explaining the narrative to the audience. I feel this film could have had the same ending it had with a little less information spoon-fed to us. Part of the reason I find the Backrooms so interesting as a concept is hearing the lore to it. There are so many different interpretations on what the place means to people, which is really cool and much more interesting than a several-hour FNAF lore video about stuff that was made up by people that played the game and made theories. And to me, it just kind of seemed like the developer was like, sure, why not? I also had to say, I find the way the film's sort of anti-climax being an obvious setup for a sequel was something I wasn't really into. into. And considering it's making so much money at the box office right now, I wouldn't be surprised if we got one, but I don't know. If it does happen, I just hope it's an actually different movie and not just like the same thing again. But even with those flaws I mentioned, it's still something I definitely recommend seeing in theaters. It was a really good movie and way better than I expected. There are several cam rips of the film that seem to be popping up on YouTube everywhere, and I mean, considering the film already made back its budget in the first weekend, I mean, if you're really that lazy, have at it. But yeah, this isn't me condoning piracy. You're a criminal if you do that. But in all seriousness, if films like this are what you want to see, make your voice heard and vote with your wallet. Dang, because I really liked the film and I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. So that's everything I have to say about the film. If you like what you see, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. There'll be plenty more reviews coming soon because there's still a bunch of stuff I haven't seen yet. So yeah, that's everything I have.